Enter, rejoice, and log in. Enter, rejoice, and log in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and log in.
The chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. If you have a chalice or a candle at home, it's time now to light it together as we say the same words that we say each week at our fellowship.
We are the Tracy's, and we're gonna light the candle.
Okay, here we go. Ready, Alice? Here we go. Look. See, we light this flame as a symbol of new life, enlightening our way, as a symbol of the warmth in every human heart. Let the lighting of this flame rekindle in us the inner light of hope, of peace, of love. May we share that light with all people.
Good morning. I am Marie Luna, your Director of Congregational Life. Thank you for welcoming us into your home today. It is good to be together, even when we have to be physically apart. If you are joining us from another Unitarian Universalist congregation, welcome. If you are visiting the fellowship for the first time today, I want to extend you a special welcome. I encourage you to reach out to find more about our congregation. I will put my email in the chat box. I hope that you will reach out. Today's service is being led and supported by Reverend Christina Lyon Tracy, our Senior Minister, Reverend Leah Angiri, our Associate Minister, Allie Peters, our Intern Minister, Leah Thibodeau, our Lay Worship Leader, Kim Hartman, our Director of Religious Education, Steve Seek, our Music Director, our wonderful musicians and singers, and Adam Robinson, our audio-visual tech. Thank you to everyone who has made this morning's service possible. This year, we are focusing on growing resilience. We are digging in to what it means to grow ourselves and our community, to be sources of life, even when things get tough. This is our last Sunday in our theme of cultivating sufficiency. Thank you for joining us as we grow in our awareness that we, each of us individually and as a community, are enough, just as we are. We are so glad you're here. I invite you to settle into your space, wherever you are, setting aside your week in whatever way you are able, so that we can be together fully, even from afar.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, Kim.
Hey, guess what time it is?
Oh, is it time for the Wonder Box? That's my favorite part of the service.
Yeah, you got it. I've got my Wonder Box right here. You know, we take time each week to wonder because we know it's an important skill for us as Unitarian Universalists. And it is one of my favorite parts about being a UU is my sense of curiosity. I can foster that always. And as I learn more, I can change my mind.
Yeah, that's really important. Yeah, I wonder what's in the Wonder Box this week. I hope everyone at home is going to type their guesses into the chat box right now. Or you can ask your grown-up to type in your guess for you. And I love reading what people guess each Sunday morning. So I wonder what's in it today. Could it be maybe like a snowflake? Or maybe a winter coat? I think I need one of those. Or maybe it's pizza.
I hope it's pizza. Okay, what do you think? Should we find out what's really in here?
Let's do it.
Okay. Drum roll, please.
What are those, Kim?
Hey, these are my shoes.
What? Wait, hold those up again. Those are your shoes. Kim, your feet cannot be that small.
Oh, okay. All right, Allie. I don't wear these anymore, but I did a long time ago. These were the shoes that I wore when I was a baby. And my parents wanted to save them, so they got them bronze so they could have them as a keepsake to remember the days when I was young and really small. And they dipped them in metal so they would keep for a long time. So now they're a keepsake. But you're right. They don't fit me anymore.
It's so weird to think that our feet were once so small, right? And
I know.
It's weird to think that we were all babies once.
I know, totally.
In fact, Kim, we've actually got some pictures of all of us here on the fellowship staff when we were babies.
That's right, Allie. Maybe we should show those pictures to everybody and see if they can guess who we are.
I think that's a fantastic idea. Let's do it. There we all are. There's everyone on the fellowship staff as a baby. Look at us. Oh, I wonder if people at home can guess who's who. Can everyone find me or Miss Kim, or can you find Reverend Christina or Reverend Leah or Miss Eve?
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
So cute. All right, should we go through and see who's who?
Yeah, let's see.
All right. This one.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. What? Allie, that's you?
I know. Oh.
You're just such a little one. Oh my gosh, another one. Okay.
Oh my goodness. It's Marie. Oh, so cute. Maybe that was on Halloween or something with the M&M. So pretty.
Yeah, you can tell it's Marie now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think I know who this one is.
Yeah, Phyllis, of course.
Cowgirl outfit. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
There's Reverend Leah.
Oh, Leah. What a little cute baby. Look at those eyes.
I know. Oh. Oh my goodness. Look at that face.
That's gotta be. I think I know. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I can see it. I can see it. Oh my goodness.
This could be. We don't see her all. Cindy.
Yeah, our fellowship secretary. Oh, sweet. Oh my goodness.
What do you think?
Reverend Christina.
Oh, Reverend Christina.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love the little hat.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
it's gotta be.
That's too precious, Miss Eve. Oh.
She looks like a little cupie.
I know. Oh, and this one, I don't know who this one is.
I think I know who that one is.
Miss Kim, it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh my goodness, you are so cute. Oh.
Oh my gosh, it's just so fun to see the pictures of everybody when they were really little, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so weird to think that we were all babies once, but it's really cool too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so exciting when a baby is born. It's like a whole new life. Somebody so unique and so special who wasn't here before. It just feels like it's a gift to the world.
You're right. And, I think that the fact that we were all babies once reminds us that we're all unique and special like that still. That we're all gifts to the world.
Yeah, you know what? It's true. It's a good reminder. Thank you for reminding me that, Allie.
Yeah.
Our first reading this morning is entitled, There Are Lots of Ways to Stay Alive, by the Reverend Teresa I. Soto, from her meditation manual, Spilling the Light. There are lots of ways to stay alive. You can wear soft clothes and focus on brushing your teeth and hydrating. You can ask yourself what you need and not be mad when you don't have the answer, only a shrug. You can breathe in, and then with care, you can also breathe out, taking the thing one single breath at a time. You can give yourself a chance. Remember not only your mistakes, but also all the ways that you matter. From eyelash to shoelace, you matter. You matter when you are sad, when the world is heavy like wet laundry dragging from your arms. You matter when you are angry and you use your teeth like welded prison bars to keep the words that might cause harm from escaping past your lips. There are many ways to stay alive. You can come heart wrapped in several layers of foil, mashed into a plastic box with an ill-fitting lid, to a place where people say your name like it is good news. You can always fight your way toward freedom. I recommend that you decline the option of struggling by yourself. The point is to get your life. There was this wise ruler who said once that by ourselves we each are unprotected, but two people together can face the worst, the failure, the heartbreak, the upending of the worlds we hold in our hearts, and the secret shame that we will shed like the skin of a smooth snake, though it will take some time. And with three people, you being one of them, you may find that eventually all will be well.
Our second reading is adapted from the Reverend Sophia Fahs, the pioneering UU religious educator. It is entitled, For So the Children Come. For so the children come, and so they have been coming. Always in the same way they come, born of the bodies of humanity. No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses. No wise men see a star to show where to find the babe that will save humankind. Yet, each night a child is born is a holy night. Parents sitting beside their children's cribs feel the glory in the sight of a new life beginning. They ask, where and how will this new life end? Or will it ever end? Each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. Watching a child learn to walk is exciting and fascinating and wondrous. Like most toddlers, mine started their adventures into the world with some sort of crawling. Evan did this weird thing where he would kind of thump over one leg bent at the knee. Aaron was very proficient with the standard army crawl, and Mason would crawl, but much preferred walking. He would hold onto my hands as I wobbled along behind him, just turning circles through the house. Next, chairs and couches become launch zones as they pull themselves up and carefully eye up the potential that lies beyond the safe grasp of the furniture. And at some point, courage hits all the right notes and they let go. And then they fall. But undeterred, they scoot themselves back over to the furniture and try again, and again, and again. Eventually, balance leads to first steps, and the next thing you know, Mom and Dad have cleared the home of family heirlooms or plants. We've put little plastic discs into outlets. We close doors and gate off stairways. We do what we can to take good care of our children and keep them safe, but still give them freedom to grow, roam, and explore. As we settled into pandemic life, I worried about the children's ability to grow, roam, and explore. And yet, infants all around the world are taking those first brave steps into toddlerhood. The cycle of life is simply not stoppable. And these transformations aren't just for the little ones. Even adults continue to find ways to grow, roam, and explore. Recently, I found the courage to let go and step beyond what I already know. I left a job that I had adored for almost 7 years. And now I'm starting over with something I've never really done before, but kind of always wanted to. I could see it while safely holding on to the familiar. But now I must take the actual steps into the work, and it is terrifying. What if this doesn't go well? What if I fall? But then I remember, when our kids would finally let go of the couch and fall down, we didn't chastise them. We didn't bemoan their failures. We clapped and applauded. We celebrated the effort and encouraged another try. I will fall from time to time, especially during these difficult times. But I can still laugh and clap and cheer my effort. I am worthy of the celebration simply because I'm here. And so are you. Even during this pandemic, you can take those steps, and your UU community is here to cheer you on.
This month, we're going to be hearing a lot and seeing images of a particular baby, one born about 2,000 years ago in a stable in a far away land, one that stories and miracles and all sorts of meanings have been attributed to. That baby is worth celebrating. All babies are worth celebrating. Now, I know that babies aren't everybody's cup of tea, but I am one of those people who, as a child, had lots of baby dolls and I desperately wanted a baby sibling. I always knew that I would have children, even though I knew from a young age that it wasn't possible for me to carry a child biologically. I have a tattoo of a fairy because of the quote from the story Peter Pan that says that when the very first baby laughed for the first time, its laughter broke into 1,000 pieces and they all went skipping about, and that was the beginning of fairies. I mean, is there anything more beautiful than the uninhibited, joyful sound of baby laughter? I don't think so. The American author and Pulitzer Prize-winning poet Carl Sandburg once said that, quote, "A baby is God's opinion that the world should go on." In other words, life has this miraculous way of continuing, even in the face of hardship. And this is a year of hardship. I recognize and honor all the ways that this year has been exceptionally hard, and especially for those on any kind of reproductive journey. I just want to take a moment and honor those who are grieving or who are longing for a child. I honor you. I see you, and you're not alone. And my friends who were trying to conceive with the help of reproductive technology or IVF or sperm banks, they tell me that during this pandemic, clinics closed down for months. I know that adoptions continued, but all of the things like meeting expectant parents, social worker visits, all of those pieces have become harder and riskier during this pandemic. Carrying a pregnancy, worrying about health, foregoing baby showers, worrying whether a partner or co-parent could even be present at the birth of the baby, all of that was extra exhausting and hard this year. The pandemic made already hard processes even harder and more emotionally fraught, not to mention needing to keep everyone safe and avoid the visits where everyone passes the new bundle around. But even with all of that, somehow children are still coming into the world. Life is still continuing. I have 2 children that my husband and I adopted as babies. Our 2 kids are now almost 5 years old and 21 months old. The younger of the 2, the baby, although he's more of a toddler now, is starting to talk. I am completely in awe of the miraculous process that is involved with learning language. Having a front row seat to this process feels like such a privilege and a joy. Every day he learns a couple new words. Yesterday it was moon and broccoli. Some words he says with expert precision: daddy, bus, and for some reason, nuts. But others are not quite as clear. He says, wee-oo, wee-oo, and it means, can you guess? Fire truck. He uses the word done in place of no, like, do you want to read this book? Done. And he says mooch instead of milk, but we know what he means. The thing that's so interesting about this is how forgiving and kind and supportive everyone is of how he is learning to talk. Nobody says, wee-oo, come on, kid, just call it a fire truck. We're so generous in our willingness to help him and gentle in our correction. Wee-oo, oh, do you see a fire truck? Yeah, I see it too. Perhaps we do this because there is an innate evolutionary understanding that it is hard work for babies. It's all totally new, and they're just trying their best. Maybe it's just because they're so cute. And yet I find myself berating myself for my own simple mistakes these days. How could I have missed that appointment or forgotten to send that email to my coworker or dropped the ball on my regular attempts to make healthier meals for my family? But you know what? I think I'm going to try to remember that right now, life is hard work for all of us. So much of this experience that we're living through is totally new, and we are just trying our best. And hey, we're all cute, each of us in our own way, and so we deserve the same kind, generous, gentle support that we would offer to a baby learning to talk. Maybe it's because I have 2 little kids. Maybe it's because we're living through a global pandemic. Maybe it's because I have some professional experience and fascination with human psychology. But I've been thinking a lot lately about the inner child. Each of us, in the depths of our bodies and our brains, has a little younger version of ourselves that never grew up. That childlike version inside us has needs and wants, just like we've been talking about this whole month during our worship theme of sufficiency. That little child has needs and wants. So if you are willing, take a deep breath. Maybe close your eyes. In your mind's eye, can you imagine yourself as a little kid? Maybe picture yourself. Think of a picture of yourself, of you at age 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Get that image in your mind if you can. And now ask that little person, how are you? Or try to see or feel what they need. Now, I'm not a betting person, but if I were, I would bet that a lot of us are existing in the world right now with a really freaked out inner child. Somewhere deep inside of us is a part of us that really does not feel grown up. It feels out of control, worried, and scared. Now, come back into the adult part of yourself and see if from this adult part, if you can offer something to that little child. Comfort, reassurance, understanding, maybe a hug. How would you talk to a child who was scared? You wouldn't yell at them, right? If this is the first time you've ever heard of the idea of an inner child or tried to notice your own inner child, this might feel weird. Don't worry, that's okay. And it's normal. But if you find yourself alone with a little while, maybe some evening, I invite you to take some time on your own to visualize that little kid self and see what they might need from grown-up you. As adults, we are able to provide a lot for the children in our lives, including the one hidden inside ourselves. I often joke that if I could create an entire career as a traveling baby blessing minister, I would do it. Blessing or dedicating babies is one of the best parts of this job. Everyone laughs with delight as the baby looks confused as the water is put on their head or as they try to eat their flour. Everyone waves and oohs and ahs as the child is carried through the sanctuary with the parade of children following behind. What if we could delight in each other's presence in the same way? Even in our silliness and our mistakes, what if we could honor and celebrate each of our lives, the sacred gifts that they are, welcoming ourselves into the fellowship of humanity the way we would for a little one? I hope we can do that. I hope we can do that for ourselves and for each other again and again, opening ourselves to love and to life. Amen. And may it be so. In our community of embrace, one of the greatest gifts and responsibilities that we are given is to welcome children into our circle of care, to promise to support their families as they are raised on a path committed to truth, justice, and love. We were scheduled last April to dedicate 2 children into our community, and unfortunately that wasn't possible as we were in the early days of the pandemic and online worship. Today, we are not dedicating these children because their families have decided to wait until that becomes possible in person, but we chose today to honor that new life continues among us, even in hard times. And so we will celebrate these children, including some additional ones that have been born in the last months. As we enter the season of Advent and waiting, we honor that the coming of every child into this world is a miracle and offers the possibility of salvation for us all.
As Reverend Sophia Fahs notes, each night a child is born is a holy night, a time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. And yet she also reminds us of the ordinariness of life, the earthliness of it. And so each time we welcome a child among us, we dedicate ourselves to them, to their growth and their care, and we bless them with the elements of the earth: fire, water, air, and soil.
These elements will help us bless our children. And this ritual also encourages us to remember and honor the child inside each of us, who likewise needs the blessings of Earth's gifts and loving community. We first warm our hands over the flame of a candle. And then we hold it to the heart, inviting in the warmth of love. Take a moment and feel your heart. Feel the warmth of love in whatever forms you may have experienced it in your life. Next, we dip our fingers into cool water. Collected from many sources at our annual water mingling ceremony and blessed by our own community. We bless children's foreheads with this water to symbolize the thirst for truth we wish for them and the nourishment that comes from seeking it. In this way, we honor the gifts of truth, reason, intuition, and mindfulness. And then we bless their wiggly little feet with dirt, with earth, to remind them to be grounded to the path that they are meant to travel. Feel your own feet on the ground if you're able, and feel the earth beneath, knowing that you are a part of the interdependent community of all life.
And finally, we bless the child with air. waving this feather that was found by a child at our own fellowship in hopes that their spirit might always be inspired. As we each consider the ways that we hope to bless these children, we also consider the ways that we hope our own spirits can find nourishment and inspiration, the ways our own hearts can find love and our own minds find truth, and our own bodies might be connected to the earth.
May life continue to flourish, bringing joy even in times of struggle. May we welcome these children into the fellowship of all life and embrace each other with the same welcoming spirit.
As we name each of the children who are being celebrated today, we will show you their picture and invite you to type into the chat box any short words of blessing that you have for them, and I will share your words with their families. We celebrate Marshall Parker. We honor him, witness the joy he brings to this community, recognize his inherent worth and dignity, and offer our blessings for his life. We celebrate Freya Livengood. We honor her, witness the joy she brings to this community, recognize her inherent worth and dignity, and offer our blessings for her life. We celebrate Everly Evie Hartley. We honor her, witness the joy she brings to this community, recognize her inherent worth and dignity, and offer our blessings for her life. We celebrate Cyrus Cramp. We honor him, witness the joy he brings to this community, recognize his inherent worth and dignity, and offer our blessings for his life.
We rejoice in each of these children and in the great promise that life continues always, even in hardship. May we celebrate these little ones and their families. And may we celebrate each of us here participating by our presence and all of the gifts that we bring to the world. Amen.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. For each we are the breath of our ancestors, we are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and dreamers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. For each child that's born, our grandmother's prayers and sings to our grandfather's dreamings. For each child that's born, the breath of our ancestors sings to the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Sharing our individual joys and concerns helps connect us. When we feel held in love, we can most fully believe we are enough. Unitarian Universalist religious educator Gwen Matthews writes about this. Feel that? She asks us. Each breath, every inhale, exhale, we are living, breathing, connected. We are the whole, complete, beautiful selves that we were born to be. Feel that? In your bones, in your muscle, in your heart and your blood. That is the extraordinary you. The you who was born for this time, this place, this moment. Feel that? The struggle, the worry, the pain, the loss, the grief. It is still you. You are still whole, complete, beautiful, extraordinary. Feel that. We invite you now to type into the chat box any personal news you might wish to share with our worshiping community. If you would like to talk to a minister or care team member, please let me know directly by email or by chatting me in a private message. And you may also let me know if you would like us to include your joy or concern in our weekly email. Let us keep silence, and then we will sing together.
And we believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an answer.
Each week, we take time for generosity, remembering that the acts of giving and receiving are spiritual practices. As always, if you are in need of financial or emotional support, please reach out to any of our ministers, Reverend Christina, Reverend Leah, or Allie, so they can offer help, including modest financial support through the minister's discretionary fund. For those of you who are feeling relatively more financially secure, we want to thank you for continuing to give and ask you to keep doing so. This morning, we will be having a special collection for the Fox Cities Diaper Bank. The Diaper Bank procures, stores, and repackages diapers for distribution to 15 local organizations that support people in our community, including COTS, Pillars, Harbor House, and more. Most child care centers require parents to furnish their own diapers and don't accept cloth. As we celebrate new life today, let's generously support one of the most basic needs a baby and their family has: diapers. As you take time to give, let's hear from one of our members who is also a parent and why she loves the fellowship.
Hi, my name is Ann Fisher. My family and I have been members at the fellowship for about 4 years. We're still attending services during this time because we still feel like we really get what we want out of the community. My children attend the Chalice Children on Sunday mornings, and I really appreciate learning along with them some of the different values that we find important at the fellowship.
Do you remember how confused I was last week? Something weird was going on at the fellowship. Well, today is the big day to find out what's going on. I'm pleased to share with you this amazing video created by our auction team and our staff, especially Teresa Hanna and our music director, Steve Seek. Lights! Camera!
How does this thing even work? I'm gonna do it backwards. Yeah. What the heck?
Auction!
I was washing my windows this morning when I clearly was able to see how much I would pay for somebody to wash these darn windows for me. I remembered the fellowship auction and I ran to the website to see if there was a service on sale there that could make my dream a reality. It's the fellowship service auction. There's artwork, massages, and dog walking too. Little services at our auction. Perhaps it's the cupcakes for you. We've got offers and deals in abundance. To miss it would be a mistake. You should take our advice and check all your bids twice on the lights, camera, auction page. You may be a-thinking, 'tis magical, but sure there's no leprechauns here. Just lots of good fellowship people supporting each other this year. We're also supporting our faith home, so our services be better shared. We hope to buy lights, cameras, software, so folks at home know how we care. It's the fellowship service auction. There's baking and raking and trips to the zoo. Get some lessons at our auction. Then Adam may ask help from you.
Wait, what?
There are meals and desserts in abundance. Miss it and you'll cry cry for days. Please take our advice and raise all your bids twice on the lights, camera, auction page. We don't know, but someone might offer the perfect idea, if you please. A story, a poem, a vacation, or maybe smart lyrics like these. December the 6th to the 13th, the time when our bids can be made. Lights, camera, auction is our name. 'Twill be the best choice you've ever made. It's the Fellowship Service Auction. There's artwork, massages, and dog walking too. Bidding services at our auction. Perhaps it's the cupcakes for you. We've got offers and deals in abundance. To miss it would be a mistake. You should take our advice and check all your bids twice on the lights, camera, auction page.
As we come to the end of our service, we will extinguish our chalice flame even as we still hold its light in our hearts. Please join me in our closing words. As we extinguish this flame, let us go our ways with hope in our hearts, with our spirits renewed, and with a deeper understanding of life's mystery. Let us carry the light of compassion and commitment to build a better world.
After our closing words, we will be having small breakout groups, just like usual, for 15 minutes of connection and conversation. In a moment, we'll hear a short postlude song. And if you do not want to participate in small group conversation, then please use that postlude music time to log off and leave this Zoom meeting. And if you choose to stay, I encourage you to learn each other's names and to pay attention to the timer in the corner of your screen so that everyone gets a chance to share. And with that, go in resilience, growing in strength. Go in sufficiency, remembering that you are enough. Go in peace, knowing that we embrace each other, even now, from a distance.